Okay.
and gong.
Is that for your story? Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Update. I'm Olivia Connor.
And I'm Dane Carter.
Topping tonight's local news, the city of Dunkirk faced a boil water advisory last week, and according to Mayor Willie Rosas, the incident was due to an accident caused by a leak in one of the pipes. Mayor Rosas says, quote, "It was an accident due to the contractor. They drilled a 9-inch hole into one of our pipes, one of the major pipes at the plant, that caused a very big leak, and that was the root of the issue," end quote. According to The Observer, the water treatment workers dealt with the situation as quickly as possible. However, not everyone was promptly informed about the advisory, such as Fourth Ward Councilman Mike Civiletto. Civiletto highlighted the importance of efficiently bringing the awareness to residents about emergencies because he didn't know about the boil order until late Friday. Mayor Rosa said that it was the responsibility of the county to bring awareness to the public, and the issue will, quote, "be discussed further at the Public Safety Committee meeting April 11th, end quote. Dane?
It's been a windy day out there today, and high winds have caused a major power outage for over 19,700 NYSEG customers across Erie County. According to NYSEG's website, Orchard Park, Clarence, Boston, Hamburg, Alma, and Maria were areas with the worst conditions. All parks in Erie County have been closed to visitors today due to hazards and will reopen Thursday morning. The high winds have caused trees to come down, flash floods, traffic lights and signs down, and streets to be closed.
In recognition of Earth Month, SUNY Fredonia will be hosting a variety of events around campus beginning Saturday, April 7th and carrying on to Sunday, April 22nd. A new event called the Repair Fair will be taking place on Monday, April 16th from 12:30 to 4 p.m. in the Williams Center multipurpose room. The fair will enable the community members to bring in broken objects that they would have otherwise thrown away and give new life to them. Volunteers will be present who are adept at fixing items such as, quote, bikes, jewelry, clothing, wood, carpentry, small appliances, motors, and lamps, end quote. If you would like to seek further information about this event, contact Sarah Laurie, the Director of Environmental Health and Safety and Sustainability, by email at sarah.laurie@fredonia.edu. Oh my gosh.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back. 50 years ago today was the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. King was shot while standing on a balcony at a motel in Memphis. Ceremonies took place all over the country mourning his loss and reflecting upon his life's mission to spread peace. A silent march took place on the National Mall to raise awareness for the continued acts of racism around the nation. Another ceremony will be held in Atlanta, King's hometown, later tonight. The ceremony will be hosted by his daughter, Reverend Bernice A. King. According to USA Today, Bernice King stated, "Today we remember my father's death, but most importantly, we remember the purpose and power of his life." Bell towers all over the nation, including SUNY Fredonia's, rang 39 times just a little while ago at 6:01 p.m. The significance? King was shot at that time and was 39 years old when he passed away.
On Tuesday, a woman armed with a handgun attacked YouTube's headquarters in San Bruno, California. The alleged shooter, Nasim Agdam, shot 3 people before killing herself. The San Francisco General Hospital released a statement detailing that the 3 victims include a 27-year-old woman in fair condition, a 32-year-old woman in serious condition, and a 36-year-old man in critical condition. The shooter was a San Diego resident who had her own YouTube channel that the social media platform censored for inappropriate content. According to Nasim's father, Nasim, quote, hated, end quote, the YouTube, and her brother said that he warned police that she might, quote, do something, end quote. The shooting took place at approximately 1 p.m. in the YouTube courtyard, and Nasim was later found dead with self-inflicted gun wounds. Google, the company which owns YouTube, has yet to comment on the incident. Let's turn now to your Weather Watch 8 with Dax Spath. Dax, it's a blustery day out there.
Well, Dana and Olivia, good evening. In case you haven't gone outside yet today, the majority of New York State and Pennsylvania are under a high wind advisory. Fredonia saw winds up to 35 miles per hour, and parts of the campus even experienced a brief power outage. We also saw some snow today, and although it is not highly likely we will see any more in the next week, there is still a chance of it. Temperatures over the next week will once again remain stable but chilly. However, in the next few weeks, we will likely experience a warm-up into the 50s with fairly consistent showers. Spring may finally be upon western New York, and we'll have your extended 7-day forecast later in the hour.
We'll return in just 5 minutes.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously?
Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you. Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Carl, what is 20%?
I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously?
Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. But if you're throwing love off the way or someone.
According to CBS News, Sunday night, the Chinese space station Tiangong-1 re-entered Earth's atmosphere after China had lost control of it. Tiangong-1 was China's very first space station that launched in 2011. The space station served experimental purposes for China and future space projects, and was used as a test platform for various operations, including docking procedures. The last crew to use the station departed in 2013, and Chinese contact with it ended in 2016. CBS states that, quote, since then it has been orbiting closer and closer to Earth on its own, while being monitored, end quote. The 8.5-ton bus-sized station was reported to pose very little threat to anyone on Earth, with the chances that anyone would be hit by the debris being less than 1 in a trillion. Most of the station reportedly burst up over the South Pacific Ocean upon re-entry, as was expected. Olivia?
Tensions between Britain and Russia continue to build in the wake of the March 4th chemical attack on Sergei Skripal, an ex-Russian spy, and his daughter Yulia in their home in Salisbury. During a special meeting in The Hague, the Netherlands, the Russians suggested a joint probe in which both Russia and Britain would investigate the death of Skripal and his daughter in response. The British envoy stated, quote, "To do so would be perverse," end quote. Although Britain may hold that Russia is responsible for the chemical attack, Russia has stated that the poisoning was, quote, "a grotesque provocation rudely staged by the British and U.S. intelligence agencies," end quote.
Early in March, CNN released an article giving 3 reasons why trade wars don't have winners, and why, if the U.S. were involved, we would be hurt. But now concerns of a trade war with China are much stronger than a month ago. The Trump administration announced on Tuesday its plan to implement 25% tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese goods, according to the Associated Press. The AP also reports that many have come to both sides of the issue, some claiming China irrefutably is a bad trade partner and must be punished, while others warn against the imminent fallout that will hurt Americans. Rod Hunter, a partner at Baker & McKenzie LLP, states, quote, "If you're hitting $50 billion in trade, you're inevitably going to hurt somebody, and somebody is going to complain," end quote. In response, China immediately warned the U.S. retaliation, and this morning, and this morning, China announced a nearly identical plan on 25% tariffs on $50 billion of U.S. goods. This escalation and tension caused the stocks to tumble upon opening this morning. The Dow Jones fell 500 points, but President Trump again took to Twitter saying, quote, "We are not in a trade war with China. That war was lost many years ago by the foolish or incompetent people who represented the U.S., end quote. 2 hours later, he also tweeted, "When you're $500 billion down, you can't lose." Nonetheless, many are heavily concerned about the potential effects of a trade war between the two countries. Kevin Syracuse is here with your Channel 8 Update Sports Desk. What's happening, Kevin?
Well, to 0-7 on the year and 0-2 in the SUNYAC after losing to the Buffalo State Bengals last night at Coyer Field 23-9. Freshman midfielder Alexis Gauron scored 4 goals and had 2 assists, while sophomore attack Madeline Haney added 2 goals. The Bengals earned 2 points in the Battle by the Lake series, but Fredonia still holds a 17-9 advantage and has already clinched its 4th straight Lake Erie Cup. The Blue Devils are back in action tomorrow at 5 p.m. as they return home to face Allegheny. Fredonia senior Sarah Cooperist won the women's high jump Saturday during the Geneseo early season invitational track and field meet. Her winning jump of 1.58 meters, or 5 feet and 2 1/4 inches, was one of 6 top 8 finishes by Blue Devil women, competing outdoors for the first time after a series of indoor meets. For the men's team, Damone Brown, a senior thrower, was second in the shot put with a throw of 14.73 meters, or 48 feet and 4 inches. And finally, in national sports, the Buffalo Bills have signed wide receiver Kalen Clay, cornerback Phillip Gaines, and defensive end Terrence Fede to their active roster. Clay spent the first 4 games of last season with the Bills before getting traded to the Panthers. Gaines has spent his 4-year career with the Chiefs, while Fede has spent his 4-year career with the Dolphins. And we'll take a break and be back soon.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you. I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
see on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
A crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. But if you're throwing it all off, you're some more.
Well, blustery conditions continue to prevail outside today, and the high winds that Fredonia experienced today will begin to die down over the weekend, followed by more rain on Monday and Tuesday. After one more chilly week of temperatures ranging in the 30s, we may finally see some spring temperatures and the April showers that come with them. We are likely to experience this rain for most of the next week at least. Hopefully following these rainy days are a final few weeks of the semester full of flowers. Now for a look at the 7-day forecast. Sure is blustery out there today. Hello. Oh, we have a week that seems to be warming up actually, a little more warm than I had initially predicted. So Wednesday's going to be actually a high of 48 today, even though it's snowing. Thursday, a high of 53. Friday, a high of 41. Saturday, a high of 51. Sunday, high of 33. It's going to be a little bit cold that day. Monday, a high of 36. And Tuesday, a high of 43.
Well, thank you for joining us here tonight on Channel 8 Update. And additionally, happy National Hug a Weather Person Day. I guess we should all hug, right? Well, I guess not. So with that, we're going to have to say goodbye. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night.
Yeah, no.